In 2022, if you wanted to be considered in the top 10% in the United States, your family would have needed to be worth more than $1.92 million. To be in the top 40%, your family would have needed to be worth at least $192,000. While it might not seem too difficult, the reality is that many people are struggling even to get to that top 40%. Recession scares, inflation, and job insecurity play big roles in the struggle, but the biggest reason is that people simply don't know how to build wealth, especially of that magnitude. They're all in on investing their money without any real plan to fall back on if things turn against them. Today, we'll explore together the 5 stages of wealth building so that you can build wealth and sustain it. Stage 1. Stability. This is the most important stage for wealth building. It is the foundation for your wealth building journey and provides the fundamental education to build upon. This section is characterized by maintaining positive cash flow, either by increasing income, decreasing expenses, or a combination of both. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, having high amounts of debt, and little to no savings, you are at this stage in the wealth building process. While you might think it's time to panic, there's no need. Being at this stage allows you to get back to the basics of money. How to budget, tracking your income and expenses, eliminating unnecessary expenses, paying debt, etc. It's not a glamorous stage to be at, but it's vital for your future self. To master this stage, you'll need to create a budget. I have an ebook on Gumroad that goes into depth on how to create a budget properly that will sustain you long term. If you want the short version on how to do that, I have a YouTube video as well, if you prefer a more audible or visual learning experience. Another action you'll need to take is to create an emergency fund. Start with $1,000, then work your way up as you pay down your debt. Once you reduce your debt to zero, or at least a much more manageable level of debt, you can increase your emergency fund to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Got your budget down? Destroyed your debt? Got your emergency fund up? It's time to move on to the next stage. Stage 2. Security. Now that we've established a strong foundation financially, we can start looking into securing that foundation. At this stage, we'll want to continue to fuel our emergency fund so that it buys us about 6 months of living expenses. I would advise to invest this in a low-risk, highly liquid investment that can be cashed out in as little as 24 hours, should the need arise for it. These funds won't be the backbone of your wealth, but they will be crucial to your security, so don't skip this part. This may also be a good time to look into different insurances: life, disability, critical illness, etc. While these are out of the scope of this video, it's worth your time to speak to a licensed professional to help you explore options and pick the one that's right for you. This is also time to start thinking about your retirement and how you'll fund it. Generally speaking, you'll want to set up a retirement account and start putting away funds for retirement. If your country offers a tax-deferred retirement account, that would be ideal. That way, you can grow your investments and not have to worry about the growth in the plan until it's time to withdraw your retirement living expenses. Got your emergency fund fully funded? Got insurance in the event something happens? Retirement account started? Let's move on. Stage 3. Financial independence and wealth accumulation. Now we get to the fun part of the wealth pyramid. This is where many people want to start out, since it's the most popular and fun stage to be at. Realistically, most people aren't supposed to be in this stage before mastering the other 2 stages. This is where we start to ramp up our investments for retirement. We can save 10 to 15% of our income into long-term investments that will fund retirement in the later years. While a retirement account is the most popular way to invest, as it's the easiest way to get started, many people look into alternative ways to invest. Some may look into real estate for their source of wealth and income. This can be quite lucrative, as housing prices tend to trend upwards over the long term. Buying real estate also opens up opportunity to create additional sources of cash flow, which can be huge in the short term and long term as well. Others may look to start a business. This can also be a lucrative way to build wealth, as you are providing a good or service that is readily in demand and can sustain you for the long term. Although risky, it can be quite a payoff. What you want to do in the stage is to branch off your income to different areas so that you aren't limited to one source of income. The more income streams you have, the less dependence you have on one source. If you can increase your net worth at the same time, even better. While this stage is the most fun, it's arguably the most involved stage as well. there are so many moving parts. Depending on which area you want to focus on in terms of wealth and income creation, you would be wise to bring in a tax expert and financial planner to help you out at this stage. They will provide you with guidance on how to build wealth and income efficiently while paying the least amount of taxes required. Now that we've accelerated our income and have found ways to grow our wealth in a tax-efficient way, let's move on to the next stage. Stage 4. Financial freedom and wealth preservation. At this stage, your income sources are generating enough revenue and income that you can take the foot off the gas, should you choose. You have multiple sources of income, and your wealth is growing at a steady rate that is tax sheltered. You're also created enough wealth that will provide financial security for your future loved ones. At this point in time, your wealth has gotten to the point that if you chose to retire tomorrow, your wealth and income will last you well into retirement and potentially beyond. Should you choose to do so, you may even consider saving for a new luxurious car that you've always wanted. Perhaps you want to start putting away money for your children's education. Your emergency savings are fully funded, and your retirement accounts are fully funded as well. You may even have a pension that is mostly or fully funded at this point as well, providing you yet another income source in retirement. If you've gotten this far, let's move to the final stage. Stage 5. Legacy. This is where you have lived a full life of abundance, joy, and adventure. Your time on Earth is running down, and it's time to consider what will happen to your loved ones once you pass away. At this point, you may want to consider a succession plan for your business. Either pass it down to your children or sell it to someone that will continue the vision you first sought. You may want to make touch-ups to your will and plan for your estate and how you would like your assets divided amongst your beneficiaries. For this, I'd recommend speaking to a lawyer, as they will help guide you to making good choices and will assist in writing up your will. You may find that you have so much wealth, your children cannot possibly spend it all. There may be a couple of charities that you would like to donate your wealth to help further their missions. Maybe even consider starting a foundation in your name to provide funding for a cause that you believe in. Whatever you choose to do, this is the stage to plan for what you want to be remembered as. Throughout the 5 stages of wealth building, we've looked into how to build wealth properly, from creating a strong foundation, to growing assets and income streams, to creating a lasting legacy that will be talked about for years to come. Remember to follow the stages one at a time for your own personal journey. One final thing. It's not about the destination, but the journey, so enjoy it while you can. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to watch my video on how to get your first $100,000. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.